Okay, today we're going to solve radical equations. We are going to solve 2 times the square root of x plus 2 equals the square root of x plus 10. And part B, the square root of x minus 1 equals the square root of x minus 5. The first step for the first part, part A, we're going to isolate one of our radicals. If there's only one radical, it's pretty easy to do. Here we have 2 radicals, so we just have to choose which one we want to isolate. And I selected x plus, square root of x plus 10. I just turned the whole equation up backwards. Okay, step 2, after we've isolated one of our radicals, we want to get rid of the radical on the left, so we're going to raise both sides of the equation to the power that matches the index in the radical. That's the little number inside of the hook. Well, this has the invisible 2 in the hook because this is a square root on the left. Therefore, we're going to raise both sides to the second power. So we get x plus 10 on the left equals 2 squared, which is 4, times the square root of x plus 2 squared, which is x plus 2. Of course, we'll distribute the multiplication by x. Step 3, after we've eliminated that radical on the left, it happened to eliminate the one on the right as well, even though we hadn't planned on that happening. We just progressed step by step. This is a first degree equation, guys. Look, it's x to the first power. That's the highest power. So how would you solve that? You just get the x by itself. Get it alone, and you're finished. So you can see we are going to, looks like we'll probably subtract x from both sides, and that will give us 10 equals 3x plus 8. Subtract 8 from both sides, and we'll get 2 equals 3x. And then we're going to isolate the x. First, we'll turn the whole equation backwards, and then isolate the x by dividing by 3, and our answer is 3/2. Okay, that's part A. Let's see if we can zoom through part B. Step 1, isolate the radical that you want to eliminate the radical sign for first. So I said, okay, we've already got a radical isolated on the right side. That's the dude we're going to try to eliminate the radical on. So we're going to raise both sides to the power of that index, which is the second power. So we're going to square both sides. Now on the right side, it just eliminates the radical. But on the left side, there are 2 terms separated by that minus sign. That means we have to FOIL it. And when we do that, we get x minus 2 square root of x plus 1 equals x minus 5. Okay, this is clearly a first degree equation. So the way that we are going to handle this, well, we have another radical, so we have to otra vez do it again. And when we do that, we isolate the square root, actually start by isolating 2 times the square root of x. And that will be equal to, well, the x's eliminate one another when we subtract x from both sides. The other side will be equal to positive 6. Now divide both sides by 2. And then we're ready to get rid of the square by raising both sides to the second power. And we get x is equal to 9, and we are finished.